or the cost of living situation is insane.
It's a bit fucked if you don't have money at the moment.
The cost of hospitals in the US have kind of gone insane.
I was going to say, it was always expensive to go to hospital in America in the first place if you didn't have like private healthcare or something, wasn't it?
Well, it's even more expensive now because US patients are being charged for hospital facility fees, even if they don't set foot in a hospital.
What?
Yeah. It's getting so expensive that hospitals are gobbling up doctors' offices and they're bringing in higher priced patients when they do. So even if a patient never sets foot on a hospital,
They're still charging them.
they get a hospital facility fee, a charge hospitals can add to bills from doctors' offices, outpatient surgical clinics, and diagnostic centers.
That's brutal.
One of the US of Care's own staff members was charged while writing the report a facility fee of $154.52.
What?
And they were added to a bill for a flu test.
Oh my goodness.
Ultimately, consumers are left paying the price.
This is out of control.
Yeah, so...
So you're not just paying for the doctor anymore. You're actually paying like an extra cost just to... You've not only got to pay for the doctor, but you've effectively also got to pay for renting the room where you're getting the consultation as well.
You're renting the room that you're not actually going to. You're renting the hospital. You're paying the hospital facility fee when you go to a doctor, not to the hospital.
Normally it's like that gets consumed by like the doctor who's renting out the room or whatever. But
No, you're thinking in Australia, it gets consumed. In America, you have to pay for the hospital.
You've got to pay for that on top of that's amazing.
So I mean, people are doing it easy right now, so good for them. I'm sure people are gonna love going to the doctor now.
It's gonna get a whole lot more fucked up. It's gonna be like $400 or something to go and see a doctor. That's what it sounds like.
I'm sorry, buddy. It's $451.
$451
for the flu test.
For the flu test.
Yep. Because you have to pay your hospital facility fee of $154.
So it's $300 for the doctor and $151 or whatever it is
to the hospital facility, even though you didn't go to a hospital.
Wow, that's fucking insanity.
So critics argue government policy incentivizes consolidation. Care provided by hospitals is paid by Medicare and Medicaid, public health insurance programs which cover seniors. Once a clinic is purchased by a hospital, it can be reclassified as an outpatient hospital department, then a facility fee can be charged. So they can't charge you if you go to a doctor, but if a hospital owns the doctor...
Fucking genius. Oh, that's so good. Do you reckon the doctor's making sure he's getting his cut of that fee along the way?
Well, whoever owns the hospital is making sure they get their facility
everyone's
fee.
making sure they get their cut of that extra fee, that's for sure.
Now, it's getting very expensive to run a school in America. A Connecticut town must pay $100,000 to a family after a teacher showed a Kendrick Lamar video in class.
You're kidding.
That's how much it costs to watch a Kendrick Lamar video.
$100,000. The school's got to pay out to a family for showing a Kendrick Lamar video.
Now, the reason is because...
This will be good.
The father is a police officer, and the video shows police officers in bad situations.
Yeah.
So, obviously, they need $100,000. Now, imagine if your kid went to school and there was like a rap video of a guy with a tiny penis, and then... you got to sue the school.
I'm going to sue the school for $1 million.
What we need to do is you find a friend who's a teacher, get your kid into their school, get them to show it. Bada bing, bada boom. You're now worth $100,000.
Wow. I mean, I get that it's not tasteful to do that, but I suppose in America, I keep forgetting that they literally just sue each other for absolutely over everything.
Okay, counterpoint though, if the video shows police officers, murderers, and violent, shocking scenes, and then like your kid comes home and is like, "Dad, you're a murderer."
I'm not saying it's not in bad taste. I don't disagree with that. But how you can end up suing, that's what doesn't make sense to me.
Well, it's America. You can sue
Well,
everyone.
and that's what I said. It's America. You can sue anyone who you want.
And
for
I'm
anything.
suing you for that,
Are
Steve.
you going to sue me?
I'm suing you for complaining that America
I'm
is too easy
suing.
to
I'm
sue.
suing you just for wasting my
Well, I'm
time
going to counter sue
today.
you for the air in my house that you're breathing.
How many counterclaims are we going to make against each other backwards?
We should. It's got to be a world record for most lawsuits. We just sue each other.
Should we?
Should we become lawyers so that we can just sue each other for free and just return suing?
Just keep countersuing?
Yeah.
Where do we lodge the paperwork to
I don't know. How do we become lawyers? I'm not a lawyery person. Give us $600 and also we hate you. This is the new WestJet Ultra Basic fare, which is being roasted online. So WestJet, an airline, is starting to sell ultra basic flights for $600. People are saying stuff like, have you considered not going? The new no frills fare option doesn't permit any carry-on luggage, has pre-assigned seats at the back of the plane,
Yeah.
and those who select the fare will be the last to board the plane.
Yeah.
You also won't collect any rewards points. And it still costs you $650
To fly from where to where?
Toronto to Calgary.
Toronto to Calgary.
So a domestic flight.
That's a domestic flight.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You can't bring any carry-on. So you literally would have to go.
It might literally just be for people who are day tripping and that's it.
Even then, what's the point of day tripping? Like, if you're
I
even going to
know.
go for work, you're going to bring a
did-
laptop.
Yeah, I know.
So people have said,
Are you allowed to bring like your phone and your wallet or stuff to
can
have
you
in
imagine
your
they
pockets?
weigh what's in your pocket? That's the way that we need to be airline consultants. You know how many people are ripping airlines off by having coins in their wallet?
Well, it's not just that. Like, do you know how good people are these days, right? They've got jackets where you can pretty much they just fold up into bags that you can put through like the security. But then they go back to being like a jumper or a jacket they can put on when they get on the plane.
The new hack is people bring a pillow, but it's not a pillow,
yeah,
and they
I've
just
seen
do
that.
this.
That
yeah.
is brilliant. That is actually good.
Well, this is the new no nothing fare, someone said. You get nothing, no seat, no airplane, no destination. Even imagining a vacation is extra.
Nothing for 600. So you're just paying them for absolutely.
I mean, these people are getting too much. For $600, they get to sit in a seat. That's wrong.
That's it.
I don't know if you remember, Ryanair tried to charge for using the toilet.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Which again is a very good way to make
No,
money.
but did you hear what the CEO of Ryanair said the reason for that was? He was almost going to remove the toilets out of the plane because he was saying he could get like an extra 1 or 2 rows of seats in to make the flights even cheaper.
Oh, that's great. There's a lot of problems with this because what if midair you get rerouted and there's like an issue where you can't land? So now all of a sudden your 1 hour flight is 5 hours and you need to go take a dump.
Well, I think then there's rules that the airlines, if that happens,
I'm pretty
that
sure
they're on
legally
it.
they have to have a toilet, and that's why you have to have a toilet now.
When are airlines actually going to just start charging for total accumulative weight you travel with instead
It's going
of
to
this?
happen.
Yeah,
But
like
as I said, they're going to charge for what's in your pocket. What if that happens and then now you need to like a boxing person who has to
you just got to
cut
dump
weight.
weight. Yeah, you just got to cut weight.
You have to, before a flight, you have to cut weight and you're
You have to
in like
cut
those,
weight like 2 or 3 kilos.
Imagine you're running between the gates in like a black bag.
Oh, yeah.
Sweating because you're like,
That would start happening.
You're
I
a
reckon you
kilo
could go
over.
to airports and you could start seeing that happening.
They sell a laxative at the airport so you can shoot yourself pre-flight so you dump a kilo.
Can you imagine the marketing around that? Take this laxative, we'll give you one for like $2 or something or whatever the cost is to save you the $10 of the extra kilo you've got to carry on. You've got to pay for the flight.
Yeah, I'm going to cut 3 kilos before I
Just to save me $10 getting on the flight. I'm surprised that this hasn't actually already started happening.
I think the next time we take a flight, we've got to cut weight at the airport. We should deliberately try to lose weight while waiting there. You get to a flight 3 hours early, and then we have to weigh 2 kilos less than what we got there. This is the ultimate challenge. We got to make weight.
Can I lose 2 kilos in 3 hours?
And you're going to be at the airport shadow boxing in a black.
I know how to do it.
Yeah.
There's one way to do it.
There's a lot of ways to do it. You got to shadow box with a.
I'll do more than shadow box. You and I will start real boxing.
with garbage bags.
Exactly.
Doing sit-ups and Challenge accepted. Who can lose the most weight pre-flight? We got to cut weight. Orange juice has got so expensive that orange juice makers are considering using alternative fruit as prices are too expensive.
That's why there's orange juice and apple juice in my fridge.
Orange juice makers are getting squeezed by high prices.
A lot of people are getting fucking squeezed by high prices at the moment.
Why don't we just make orange juice out of watermelon?
Yeah.
Watermelon orange juice is the only orange juice I drink. So there's been a drought and then disease issues and high demand for orange juice in the US and extreme weather events.
Trying to get grapes at the moment. They're normally about $4 a kilo in summer. They were $21 a kilo.
Oh, for grapes. Like, what is that? Like $1 a grape?
I don't know what it was, but it was like,
you know, a lot of people go through supermarkets and will eat the grapes and not do it. So that's stealing $1 every
of course
time.
it's of
So that means that you could steal like $100 in one shot.
Of course you can. You can just start eating the produce. That's what people do anyway with the grapes. Most of them get eaten.
No wonder they're going to charge $21
I
a
know.
grape. People like you are the reason why they have to do it. One of McDonald's top executives has said that an $18 Big Mac meal is the exception, not the rule.
Where's this happening?
In the US, so many of the franchisees are complaining about $18 Big Macs.
Because no one can fucking afford it.
The cost of a Big Mac has gone up 21% in 3 years.
That's a lot.
Our franchisees set menu prices for their restaurants, which account for the increased costs of running their business. A Connecticut McDonald's went viral for a $17.59 Big Mac meal. Wow. At that point, I mean, back in my day, that was 2 meals at a restaurant in Connecticut, let alone Big Macs. Jeez. Remember when they had dollar menu meal? You could get
They had dollar menu meal.
Yeah. That wasn't that long ago. This is $18 US too.
I know, so that's, what are we
That's like half a kidney.
In fact, there's only one place I know where Macca's is that expensive, Hong Kong.
Well, everywhere now.
In fact, it'd probably be more now.
Yeah, of course.
Because I think I paid like $22 for a Big Mac meal in Hong Kong when I was traveling through there.
Luckily, we have the ultimate money index, which is the global price of a Big Mac.
Yeah, this will be.
So they actually have data on.
Oh, they would, yeah. Because it'd be a good metric as to how
it is actually a realistic metric.
It's a good
and it's something
metric.
we can go back over time and look at the cost of a Big Mac across the world.
What do you say are the things that would be measurable across the world that you could?
A wristy from a back alley.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Do you know the other thing is the size of them keeps getting smaller and smaller as well.
Well, you know a lot about shrinkflation because it's hit you in a lot of ways. You're a big fan of shrinkflation.
I actually saw a photo of a Big Mac from I think it was the 1990s or 1980s. And it was basically twice the size of a modern one now.
There's actually a statistic on how fast people can earn a Big Mac in their local currency. So in Hong Kong, the average person earns a Big Mac in 8.6 minutes.
8.6 minutes.
As of July 2015. Unfortunately, we only have those numbers for there. Whereas in Miami, it took 10.7 minutes.
10.7.
Oh my God. So Kenya, Nairobi.
Oh, surely it's like
3 hours.
3 hours.
In 2015, it took 3 hours to earn a Big Mac in Kenya, Nairobi.
Those fast food
imagine what it'd be right now.
It'd be through
with
the
inflation.
roof.
It probably is 3 days. So people are pushing for $15 minimum wage in America. That's $45 a Big Mac.
Yeah, I know.
And this is the average. So that the minimum wage is obviously not the average. Some airlines are fighting inflation, such as Whiz Air. The owner of Whiz Air has come out and said that everyone would benefit from his £100 million bonus. You know, we all benefit when low-cost airlines have a £100 million bonus for the CEO.
For the CEO. That is genius from the CEO who just keeps scraping every last dollar out of people to make.
The airline executive took aim at London's stock market's socialistic corporate governance rules and courted controversy for telling fatigue staff to go the extra mile so that he could earn his £100 million bonus.
I'm guessing that went down very well.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to ask for £100 million while telling everyone else to work harder.
I mean, he's the boss after all. We can tell him whatever he wants.
Yeah.
The best thing is he's responsible for what happens in the end. So.
The exciting thing about inflation is the fact that it's benefited CEOs.
Oh, of course, it's benefited everyone at the top end of town.
One thing that's really got me excited is the positive impact inflation is having on CEO pays. Because, you know, while we're all out here suffering, it's good to know and relaxing to just know that, like, Whiz Air CEO, a company that, you know, charges for everything, probably not much above charging for using a toilet, that the CEO gets £100 million because he's earned it.
I'm surprised it's only 100 million, to be honest. It could probably end up being 150 million by the time it was all said and done.
It happens to be one of the biggest in the London Stock Exchange's history. And he would be struggling right now. The cost of a private jet, which, you know, he's never going to fly Wizz Air himself. I'm sure that he's like, I'm sure he goes on Wizz Air to like promote it.
Do you reckon it's part of his job that he actually has to fly Wizz Air where he goes? Or do you reckon he's just...
I mean, even if he does, he's probably sitting in the cockpit and like...
Even if he's sitting at the front of the plane, right, getting pampered on by the staff, surely it's almost your prerogative as the CEO of an organization, you're almost mandatory. You have to fly with the airline.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some CEOs where they get out and serve and whatever, but they make a big deal of it. Like, ooh, he's done a day's work and he's put on an apron and served a couple coffees. He earned that 100 million.
Whatever people get paid, I kind of don't care, because if some idiot's going to pay them that much money, well then, good luck for them to getting it. It's probably not the best thing, but good on them if they can get it.
It would be perfect that if Whiz Air had the Whiz package where you pre-book a toilet break.
That'd be so good. Take a Whiz break. Here's the Whiz package. We'll give you a pampered bathroom package while you're in.
Yeah, I wonder if you can pre-book it. You know how you get a discount if you pre-book your luggage?
Yeah.
What if you pre-book 3 toilet breaks on a 1-hour flight?
That's so good. It's so good.
You only have to pay 20 cents a toilet break instead of the usual $1.
$1.
You know, it's also really good that the CEO of Wizz Air is getting £100 million extra when Wizz Air was ranked worst airline for delays.
Yeah, that's nice.
In June.
So it doesn't matter anyway.
You know, it's fun. Carriers' departures from UK airports were an average of 31 minutes and 36 seconds behind. So the average flight for Wizz Air is 31 minutes late.
I think when you purchase a ticket for Wizz Air,
you expect to be half an hour late.
You've almost got to bank on having like an extra hour or two for the delay. Like, that's what you probably should be booking it in for. You should be timing it so that is the case pretty much.
You get to be half an hour late. The CEO gets £100 million. Everyone's a winner.
Everyone's a winner.
The cost of living is hitting everyone tough, and Jeff Bezos is no different.
Jeff Bezos.
He's struggling at this point, and that's why he could only spend $42 million to build a massive clock that will outlast humanity. You know, while people are struggling to be able to afford their delivery fees on Amazon, he gets a $42 million clock inside a mountain that ticks just once a year for the next 10,000 years. Now, just think of while you're struggling to afford to pay rent or, you know, the cost of milk.
Yeah, sure. Just a lazy $42 million building some sort of clock in a mountain.
Yeah.
It's a great use of your resources.
The clock is being built in Sierra Diablo Mountains in West Texas. It's designed to last for 1,000 years and will be using the Earth's natural temperature changes. If it was me, I'd spend $42 million on a large, massive, life-size, naked statue with a giant pecker. Because you know how all the ancient Romans build their statues with small peckers? I think that future generations need to know
it with something well
we need
hung.
a good 10-inch.
Yeah, you want
10-inch
something well
package.
hung. Yeah.
It's a 10-inch flaccid statue is what we're putting in the desert. In a mountain.
Can you imagine if they created like bronze statues of like certain people in this? They would definitely be demanding that it was 10 inches long at least.